If anyone gets a little bit of a vertigo when they go into B340, it's common. Every time I go in the cabin, I experience a vertigo. I did just a few moments ago when I did an interview in there. And you'll notice that it passes as you leave the cabin. It's just whatever's in there saying hello, so nothing to worry about. Oh, and I didn't tell you the part about where people go in and don't come out. Let's go. Please, welcome. Some of the stories going all the way back into the mid-1980s are that water would turn on and off, lights would close and start, and, one housekeeper went in and made the room up. And perfectly, she went back out into the alleyway to get some towels for the bathroom, came back in, and the bed that she had just made was all neatly piled up in the floor at the foot of the bed. Which, to make that more poignant, a passenger, all the way back in the glory days when the Queen Mary was sailing, a lady stayed in that cabin on an Atlantic crossing where she woke up in the middle of the night and a man was standing at the foot of her bed and had just pulled the covers off of her. She said it was a dark suit or a uniform. She panicked, pressed the steward's call button, and then the steward quickly ran in and she said, "Did you see the man run from my room?" And the steward said, "Madam, no one has come from this room."
And now we are at the entrance to one of the most asked about rooms on board the Queen Mary, our first class swimming pool. The reason it is one of the most asked about rooms on board the Queen Mary definitely has to do with the amount of paranormal activity reported inside this room. Sightings of a woman in a white tennis skirt seen walking down the stairs at the forward end of the room. Where she walks down to the lower deck, she disappears behind one of the pillars. We have had sightings of a woman in a 1930s style bathing suit appear at the edge of the swimming pool, dive into it, and vanish. Wet footprints have been known to materialize alongside the swimming pool. And in April of 2010, I was guiding one of our Paranormal Ship Walk tours through the room when a guest pointed out what appeared to be wet footprints next to the swimming pool. They led from the swimming pool back into the changing rooms into one of the changing stalls where they simply stopped. I should also point out that the first class swimming pool has been drained for over 26 years now. There's no water in it.
This is not idea.
We are standing in the forward rope hold where the ship's mooring lines were housed. This also seems to be a site of tremendous residual energy. You see, we've had guests and crew members throughout the year experience hearing a loud crash here at the very bow. This crash is sometimes followed by the sounds of metal tearing, rivets popping, water rushing into the ship, and sometimes the sounds of men screaming for help.
Well, as we head down, let me introduce myself. My name is Matthew Schultz. I'm the ship's resident paranormal investigator. We're in the boiler room system right now. So this is boiler room number 2. The ship was steam driven, very similar in concept to a steam locomotive. So they had giant boiler rooms like this that would boil water and send that steam to the engine room. So I do have an experimental setup here of lighting. And this lighting system may allow us to see shadow figures or possible distortions in the light. This is one of the several what I call weird spots on the ship, places where people have had extra numbers of strange experiences occur to them, including hearing disembodied voices, being touched, and hear heel-toe footsteps being heard and recorded walking on the ceiling, and knocking sounds on the back wall and the side walls. I just want to introduce to you just some of the interesting tools that we use on the tour and on during investigation work. Simple stuff from thermometers to compasses to the more exotic. This is a temperature alarm that will alert us of a temperature change of plus or minus 3 degrees. So I'll blow into it here. I asked the last question of the night, do you have something you want to say to my friends? They'd love to hear from you. And right above the ladies' heads, right up here, just like that, everybody in the group heard a male voice emanate from the ladies' heads right above here. A male voice that said, "Get out, get out." Just like that. Here we go, get ready. Right now. One more.
There's something grander than grand about the Queen Mary, and so now, 82 years later, this ship is vibrant. She's vibrant with all of us, and she's vibrant with those that we don't see.